How you doing, my people? Hope you all out right out there in YouTube land, internet land. Welcome to another stream, another edition of the Arsenal Future show. Yours truly, Chris from Arsenal Future. The channel is coming, people. Don't worry, the channel is coming. I want to thank a couple of you who thanked me the other day. You recognise the face and you said, "Oh, what you doing?" I know you're only just starting, Chrissy, but you know, keep going, keep pushing, and thank you so much for the encouragement, even if it's only from one person. But when it's from a couple or a few persons, it's such a blessing. And I aim to build this channel. We're only on about 20, I think it's 22 or 23 subscribers. We've been going for 9 months. I thought I would have had more subscribers by now, but it's one of those things. But the channel needs a bit of tweaking. There needs to be work done. We know about the banner, about some of the graphics, some of the watermarks. We're going to deal with that, but it takes time and it takes money, and I alone can't do it. And thankfully I've got a couple of people around me who know how to do these things, but you've got to pay them, and money's tight. And I've got another channel as well, so but in time to come we'll be fine. I think give it maybe another year, and I think the channel will pick up. You know, we've all got to start from scratch. I remember AFTV of Robbie. I remember Robbie's first few months was tough. It was very hard for him, because I remember him speaking about this in an interview some time ago. And then eventually, one of the games, it took off. I think somebody shared one of the content, one of the fan cams of an Arsenal fan group. And then after that, the channel just took off. So some of you, just that one video or that one short, and it escalates, and then it propels your channel. Anyway, my people, thank you so much for tuning in. We're here to talk about Arsenal, of course. I've got another video coming up after about the game tonight against FC Porto. But for now, I'll talk about the game at the weekend against Brentford, which is a very hard fought game. I said I went for 3-1, didn't I? I went for 3-1, and I said that it won't be an easy game because Brentford are not as poor as Burnley. I think West Ham are a better team than Brentford, but West Ham were caught cold by us, so we're just too good for them. But Brentford have got battlers, you know, they've got a lot of battlers in their team, and they close down, they chase. So I already knew it was going to be difficult. And maybe Brentford in the second half, that chip from Tony, which of course Ramsdale tipped over, that was going on target, and that was going to be a goal. But thankfully, Ramsdale was alert and he tipped it over. Of course, Arsenal took the lead in the first half with Declan Rice, our record signing for £105 million in the summer. And I've got to say, Declan Rice has been one of our best players this season. And probably, some say, probably even our best player this season, as I take a sip of my lemongrass. Yeah, and so he's been excellent. You know, we still need another midfielder, but he's been absolutely excellent for us, Declan Rice. And then that was 1-0. I think it was on 20. Was it in 20 minutes or something like that? It was a very early goal, 23 minutes. And then of course, this is why Arsenal went for. This is why we went for David Raya, because David Raya doesn't make as many mistakes and he's very good with the ball at his feet. And Arsenal wanted him. We wanted him even before we signed Ramsdale. And so, because he couldn't play against Brentford, because Brentford's still his parent club, and we still haven't, you know, he's still technically on loan to us from Brentford. And in the summer, we're going to make his move apparently a permanent move. We paid £3 million for the down payment of the loan, and so Brentford are asking for another £27 million to make it £30 million. And so in the summer, we're going to be looking to pay that £27 million off to make him a permanent signing. But anyway, he sat. He was under the bench because he couldn't play. He sat on the sidelines watching us. Of course, Ramsdale got closed down by Wissa, and then as Gabriel passed it back to Ramsdale was looking to pass it out, and then he got caught. And then of course Wissa slid in, and then as Ramsdale looked to clear the ball, his whistle slid in. The ball just deflected into the net for 1-1. And Brentford weren't doing much up at the end. They looked solid, but they weren't creating chances. And then that kind of gave them a boost. And then the second half came, both teams came out. I was expecting Arsenal to go through it as they usually do, but Brentford was a better side in the first few minutes of the second half. And when Tony chipped Ramsdale, and then there was another chance of a header. I can't remember who got the header on to it, but it was going in, and Ramsdale just, you know, dived to save that one, tip that one over the bar. But Brentford had some good chances, and if not, if it wasn't for and if they had luck on their side on Saturday, they could have won that game. But anyway, the guy who's been much how can I say much criticised, Kai Havertz, one of our record signings at £65 million, our third highest record signing. I think it's after, of course, Pepe, and then Declan Rice is the number one, Pepe number two, and of course Havertz is number three. And then £65 million from Chelsea. Everybody was saying that he was the one for us. I liked Kai Havertz, but I thought, nah. But he's proven us so wrong. And he scored with 8 minutes. He scored on 86 minutes with 4 minutes to go in normal time. A good cross from Ben Wright. And excellent. Just like the first goal from Declan Rice. A good cross from Ben Wright, who's for me was the man of the match. I've heard most people say on fan cams that Declan Rice was the man of the match in that game against Brentford. The cross came in and then he just and with 4 minutes to go, and then all the keeper could do was just palm it into the net. Powerful header from Kai Havertz. And of course, that put us to the top of the table by a point. But of course, Liverpool and Manchester City, our two closest rivals, drew 1-1 at Anfield on Sunday. And I've got to say, Liverpool looked the better side. I think the first 25-30 minutes, Man City were the side because they scored the first goal, of course, their goal, through, of course, John Stones from a cheeky corner. And then the second half, Liverpool, it was all Liverpool. You've got the Anfield crowd behind them. Some say that the Anfield crowd is Liverpool's 12th man. Probably is. They've won so many big games over the last, I don't know how many years, 50 or so years, 60 years, with that Anfield roar behind them. And so they equalised. Penalty for McAllister. And then that was it, and that was that. And then, of course, that was a 1-1 draw, and that was good for Arsenal because that keeps us top. We're level on points with Liverpool, 64 points, and Man City just 1 point behind. And Man City are still the favourites because they've got the pep factor, they've got the experience of winning it. Liverpool's second favourites because they've won it only, 4 years ago. Klopp has won it. Arteta's never won this, so we're still like the third favourites. But our next league game is in 3 weeks' time when we go to the Etihad against Manchester City. And hopefully we can either nick a win. It's about time we won up there, or we get a draw. I want to win, but if we get a draw against City, that would be good. But all the major teams have gone up there. Liverpool have drawn up there 1-1. Spurs have drawn, I think. Was it 3-3 they drew? I'm not sure if it's 3-3. Yeah, they drew up there. Chelsea, I think, drew up. I'm not sure Chelsea drew up there. I think Chelsea drew up there as well. So a lot of the big major teams, of course, Man United lost 3-1. But most of the major teams have gone up there and actually gotten a point of City. You see, I don't think City have lost at home this season. They've lost the games away from home against us and against Aston Villa. Yeah, and I can't remember who else they lost to. They lost another game. But anyway, we know that we're top by a goal difference because we've scored a lot of goals recently against Burnley, West Ham, Sheffield United, etc., etc., etc. So let's hope that we can keep this form running, this form going. Ever since I returned from Dubai in January, we've been blitzing teams, and the good news is that we're getting our players back. Tomiyasu's back in training. Partey is already back. He played some minutes against Sheffield United, so that's good to see Thomas Partey back. We've got some other players back as well. Timber's coming back after being out for the first game against Forest. He only played a half and about 3 minutes on top of the second half, and he was injured. But he's coming back into training now. I remember when he was on crutches, but now he's training. So our players, one by one, little by little, are coming back. Gabriel Jesus is back as well. He's been back for about a week or two anyway. So we need our players for the running. It's going to be a difficult running. We've got some difficult away games coming against the likes of Spurs, Manchester United. We've got Chelsea at home. We've got Villa at home. Even Luton won't be an easy game, and I might be going to that game. And if I'm going to that game against Luton, maybe either Luton or Villa, depends on my work schedule. And if I go, I'm going to be doing I might even do a little small fan cam myself for this channel and do bits of touring around the stadium. I'll show you what it's like. So for those who've never been to the Emirates before and never seen what, I'll definitely do that for you guys. And we'll see what happens. If I get to go, I might not be able to go because of work. But if I'm not working in those days, I'll definitely try and go. I've not been to a game for a while, so I'm longing to go to a game at the Emirates. But anyway, my people, you take care of yourselves. That's it for now. Ben White man the match, and very very soon, maybe probably into next season, we're gonna start doing what we call take my glasses off. We're gonna start doing ratings, like player ratings, you know, and we're gonna start doing that. We're gonna start doing some fan cams. We're gonna step the channel up a bit, and so on. So don't leave the channel. Stay here, subscribe, like our like our videos, share our content around, and leave your comments down below, my people. Of course, you take care of yourselves, and if you're going to the match tonight against FC Porto, look after yourselves and look after each other. Adios. Bye for now. Give thanks.